What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mikey Raider, the Raider fan that is truly stressed out in these day and times. Well, looking at some NFL news that I want to talk about, let's talk about former Raider Derek Carr, who has now moved on and now is officially a free agent in the NFL. Well, the NFL starts officially free agency like in mid-March. But Derek Carr has a month ahead of almost everybody else in the free agency market. And quarterbacks, Derek Carr at this moment is the number one top quarterback on the market. People are saying, what about Aaron Rodgers? What about Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is not officially a free agent. He's in a darkness retreat, but he's not officially a free agent. And we don't know what's going to happen to him. And Lamar Jackson is not officially a free agent. There are rumblings that they are going to franchise tag Lamar Jackson. And we're going to talk about, those situations more in coming videos on this, expanded channel that we're going for. But Derek Carr is the top free agent officially at the quarterback position as of right now, February, 17th? Whatever today's date is. Where should Derek Carr go? I am a huge fan of Derek Carr. I wish he was still on the Raiders. But, that ship has sailed due to a little bit of sabotage. And Derek Carr not playing so great. But I am a little bit biased. So I think I'm going to have a good perspective on where Derek Carr should go. A lot of the experts are naming 5 teams for Derek Carr to go to, and I don't agree with all of these teams. Let me just throw some of them out there. They're talking about the Tennessee Titans, the Washington Commanders, the New York Jets, the Indianapolis Colts, the Carolina Panthers, the New Orleans Saints. I mean, Derek Carr is going to have plenty of options to go to a team. And we all know that Derek Carr is going to make the best decision with a defense. I think that should be Derek Carr's first priority, is to find a team with a defense that's at least perennially a top 15 defense. Because we all know what happened to him with the Raiders. Then Derek Carr needs to find a coach with some stability. Like an organization with some stability. Somebody that doesn't have a bowl haircut. Somebody that doesn't eat chicken wings at P.F. Chang's on a daily basis, that drives a minivan, that gambles and brings in Cirque du Soleil dancers into their booth when they're basically let's call it a call girl or an evening gal. Derek Carr needs to find some stability. Also within his family. His family needs to stop fighting for him. Because Derek Carr doesn't want to speak out publicly because he's afraid. But his family, they gotta chill out sometimes. Leave it alone. Because a lot of people is soured from the Raider fan base on Derek Carr and his family for all of these issues. Even though the Raiders organization gave him a lot more issues, in my opinion. But I can understand what they're saying about Derek Carr and his family, fighting for him, the insecurities. So another team that Derek Carr does go to, the fan base are already going to have their ears up and they're going to watch everything Derek Carr does. But I don't agree with all those locations for Derek Carr to go to. And like I said, Derek Carr needs to find an organization with stability, a team with at least the top 15 defense, so he doesn't have to score 30 points every game to try to win a game. Because we all know, even as Raider fans, if you put everything on Derek Carr's shoulders all the time, he will win you a few games or help you win you a few games and have a fourth quarter comeback. But it's too much pressure and he can't do it at all times and he has many limits and faults. So for fans of any other teams that may be watching this video, you got to look out for that. Again, the experts are saying Derek Carr will never take a team to the Super Bowl, but he'll take you to the playoffs and you might go far. Derek Carr has to have a MVP type season to possibly win a Super Bowl, is what they're saying. I think Derek Carr can do all of the above with the right people and the right faith around him. Faith in terms of the coaches, the players, and everybody buying all in and wanting to work with Derek Carr and his faults. But the teams that I just mentioned, let me give you my top 3 for Derek Carr and why. And then I'm going to give a final answer of where I think he will go to and should go to from my perspective, my biased perspective. The top 3 are, well, the first one, I'm going to say the Tennessee Titans. I really, really like that for Derek Carr. Mike Vrabel is a great coach. I think he'll get along with Derek Carr. He's a defensive-minded coach, not so much offensive-minded. So maybe the coordinator, whoever's there in Tennessee, will make a playbook with Derek Carr and his good skills. And they can work out their own offense because the head coach will not be so entwined like Josh McDaniels is with Derek Carr. And then Derek Carr can finally fill a part of a system where he's creating it with the offensive coordinator. And then they can build a good offense while the head coach, he'll oversee it, but he's more so into the defense. So Tennessee is an interesting option. Plus, let's be honest, Tennessee, I don't know if they have taxes, but it's a great town. Few of my Raider friends moved out there, and a few of my entertainer friends moved out there, and I might even move out there, depending on my money situation in the coming months. But Tennessee is country. It's good country. Good country. Derek Carr needs a place like that, because Derek Carr, we all know he has a fake country accent every once in a while, because he is from Houston. But he does that that actor thing where it comes in and comes out. Like the guy that played Elvis. That dude, with his accent. Tennessee, man, interesting. They got Derrick Henry that could run the rock, at least for a couple more years. He'll be all right. They got a pretty decent offensive line when they're not injured. But again, that defense might not have been the best the last season or two, but I think they're perennially top 15. And I could see the Tennessee Titans looking out. So that's one of the 3 spots that I think Derek Carr should consider. The next spot is, I'm going to say the Jets, only because it's a great situation with the team. Another defensive coach in Robert Saleh. A great top 10 defense, if not top 5 perennially. They got a rookie running back, Bryce Hall. They got a wide receiver that looks pretty dang good in Garrett Wilson, like in early Devontae Adams or somebody like that for Derek Carr. And, their offensive line, all they needed was a quarterback, even a game-managing quarterback last year, and they would have made the playoffs and maybe even went pretty far. It's kind of like the 49ers situation, where they just need a game-managing quarterback. And Derek Carr can be that. And the only issue is with Derek Carr's personality, his insecurity, his psyche, going to the New York Jets. Going to the New York Jets for Derek Carr, again, already because of everything that's transpired, all eyes are going to be on Derek Carr. Every time he throws an interception, they're going to look back at the Raider tweets and the Raider fan tweets against Derek Carr. Raider fans are going to, if he goes to the Jets, they're going to follow Derek Carr. They're going to tell Jets fans, oh, we don't like Derek Carr. Congratulations, you got a weak quarterback in the pocket. You got this. You got a bad player, blah, blah. They're going to do that. And it's going to start all of that talk again. Polarizing personality. Then you got the New York media with Derek Carr and his insecurities. And I love Derek Carr's passion, but a lot of people are going to use that he cried about football, against him in the New York media. If things are going bad, if they're winning, if they're winning, they're going to say that Derek Carr crying is just passion for a team. But if they're losing, they're going to make fun of Derek Carr for crying because they're losing. So, I don't know if Derek Carr wants that emotional roller coaster again. It might not be as bad as working with Josh McDaniels, but Derek Carr in the media, whenever he does bad games or if they're losing, boy, they're going to come after him. And I don't know if he can handle it, because he didn't handle this situation at certain moments as good as he could. The press with ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, years back, he threatened to fight them or something like that, and that didn't work out so good. And his family is a little bit too much up in his business, as we were talking about earlier. So again, it's a great situation for Derek Carr. He'll get money. And if Derek Carr wants to be famous, which he probably does internally, he wants to be like a Hall of Fame quarterback or whatever. I don't know if he'll ever will be, but he wants to be. Or he thinks of himself as the superstar. The New York Jets might be a good place for him to go if he can handle, the press and the ups and downs of winning and losing. And again, I'm only speaking from the Raiders' perspective. He didn't handle it all the time correctly. But that's just faults of a man where they learn and they move on. Now, Derek Carr has a revenge factor to him to want to play better, be better, so that might work out. But the Jets are a very good possibility for Derek Carr, organizationally and team building wise. Now, the third team that I would mention that I could see Derek Carr going to that I think might be a good fit, and this is just for me, it's still the Indianapolis Colts. The owner has a lot of money. The owner is flamboyant. He's better than Mark Davis. Doesn't mean he makes all the right decisions. And he does go off of the cusp. But if he believes in Derek Carr will know it. And he'll feel that belief. Plus, they don't have a head coach right now. I don't know who they're going to hire. But whoever they hire, if they sign Derek Carr, the coach, is that coach, you'll know he'll be all in with Derek Carr. Because Derek Carr will probably be signed before the head coach. Or the head coach will be signed and Derek Carr will be signed right after. But they'll be tied to each other. No doubt about that. I do think the Colts hired a coach, the guy from the Eagles. Maybe that's the information that I'm missing. But look, I'm gonna leave it at that because I didn't look at the latest news yesterday or today. But the Colts, they got a good running game. They got a great offensive line. They even beat Derek Carr's Raiders last year with an interim coach. And their defense is good when they have a quarterback that can manage the game. But I do know the Colts keep constantly getting veteran, older quarterbacks, and it hasn't seemed to work out with Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, and would they do that again with Derek Carr? Indianapolis is a great town for football. It'd be all of the Peyton Manning vein, where Peyton brought a good, stable quarterback play to that team. Then he went to the Denver. I kind of like the Colts as a possibility. And a couple of months back, I was saying that was my number one option for Derek Carr. I was thinking the Colts. But now, after talking about my top three that we just did, I'm going to have to go with the Jets. I can't believe I'm saying that. But overall, that team can get it done. If they want Derek Carr, if they don't go after Jimmy Garoppolo, or Aaron Rodgers doesn't go there, Derek Carr will need to have to take insecure classes to train his emotions better. But the Jets, for a team, for Derek Carr to be at least a winning quarterback, on more games than losing, he should go to the Jets. Again, I don't know how it's going to play itself out, with emotions up and down, this and that. But to get a coach like Robert Saleh with the 49ers, offensive coordinators maybe that he worked with in Todd Downing or wherever they went, that's the best place for Derek Carr to go to win. To go to win is to New York, because they look like they're on the come up. But if he wants some security, if he wants to basically live in a place that's away from the press, the media, the town, Tennessee, Indianapolis. But again, a lot of people say, what about the Bucs? What about the Panthers? The Panthers look like a good situation. I'm just saying, from my opinion, yeah. No. But he could be. He could go to Carolina. We're going to be on Derek Carr watch on this channel for the next 2 or 3 weeks. But that's my opinion. All right. I guess that's it. It's what I wanted to talk about. Wasn't a Raider story, because again, I'm transitioning this channel to more NFL stories and my opinions moving forward. And that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. That's where I believe Derek Carr should go, is to the New York Jets. The best winning choice for him at this moment, in my opinion. If he wants to be a celebrity, if he wants to be a Pro Bowler moving forward, and if he has any desire of the Hall of Fame, maybe he can get it done with the Jets. It's a big market, so that means big money, but it also could possibly mean big problems. You guys let me know where you think Derek Carr should go and why in the description below. Please consider hitting that button, that like, that subscribe button. If I have memberships available, please consider joining, supporting your boy. I'm Mikey Raider, and remember, I love football. I love Raiders, but I love football.